Go to the microphone, Sterling. I'll do a lot better hearing you.
Sorry. Is there a way that we could display this picture so that everyone could,
We have no objections, of
could
course.
see that?
Go ahead, sir.
Congratulations, Mrs. Ender and Mr. Keller, by the way. But I'd like to say to you, meet the new People's Lobby. Over the next 2 years, we will be approaching a development for the record books. Mr. Rogers and the Monteverde presented a ghastly proposal that looks like a slice of New York City that he wants to put into a quiet, humble bedroom community. It was a complete insult to the intelligence of the people in these 5 neighborhoods, which I call ground zero, to the effects of this development. Jeff Lambert and the gang of lobbyists that may come after, I want them to know that we are the People's Lobby, and we will be enforcing our moral right to arbitrate for our neighborhood and our quality of life, no matter what they do. We'll be more stubborn than any mule that ever was on that farm. As a council, I know you haven't been faced with this yet to make any decisions on. Mrs. Ender, this will be an opportunity for you to sharpen your teeth on an issue that will affect our area in our city that was in an area in our city that was never developed, designed, or intended for urbanizing and for mega development. You'll get to know us very well over the next 2 years. Mr. Rogers, the developer, will get to know us. Mr. Lambert will get to know us. Most of all of our neighbors in our 5 neighborhoods will get to know each other, and we will not relent to the monstrosity called the avenues at Santa Clarita. If you felt the MRF or the office building expansion was formidable, it wasn't. We will create a new standard for protecting our neighborhoods against runaway development. We'll be watching every detail, every council meeting, every planning meeting, and filling our websites, SCV Talk, or I'm sorry, We the People SCV, the CCC, which I'll call it, Cattle Growth Corridor Coalition, Smart Growth as well, and to make sure that every law is followed, every code is upheld, every voice is heard. We are not a metropolis or an urban community. When further communication begins to happen down the road, we will begin negotiations. Mr. Rogers is starting from 100% of what he wants. The city has started at 50% reduction that they've sent him out. Or we the people totally are starting at 0 and thinking that a quarter of this proposal in a nice park would be appropriate for this area. Even the vast economic windfalls that LA would have had with Los Lomas, they had the people in mind and they rejected it. Not because it was an annexation issue, but they saw what it would do and decided they didn't even want to hear it. Now, I grew up watching Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. Mr. Rogers also had a land of make-believe, but that Mr. Rogers knew just what it was that. It was fictional. This Mr. Rogers forgot about the neighborhood and is stuck in the land of make-believe. We the people intend to be the intervention to help Mr. Rogers come back to reality. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Pamela Ross, followed by Marcia.